680's Richard Southern joins us now. And Richard, Amazon thinks they've solved one of the most annoying parts about going to the grocery store.
This could be big, Francis. Amazon rolling out new technology that lets shoppers grab what they want and simply walk out the door without having to wait in the checkout line. They're testing this new technology out at one of their new grocery stores that they have open in Seattle. So customers scan their phones at the entrance. The technology then tracks what items they pick off the store shelves, and they simply put it in their own bag. And when they're done shopping, they just walk right out the door. Everything's paid for automatically. The items are added to a virtual shopping cart. You know, retailers for years have tried different technologies to make the shopping experience easier. We've seen those self-checkout machines, but many of them are buggy. They're slow to use, so this could be a real game changer. Amazon also announcing today that it hopes to have 2,000 physical grocery stores open in the next 10 years. So they're really getting into the grocery store business in a big way with some new technology, Francis.
Very cool. I guess they still have to figure out how to deal with fruits and veggies, though. How do you weigh that stuff?
That's a good question. That's a good question. We got to look into that. I don't buy fruits and vegetables, so I wouldn't know.
I see. Now, the latest Uber update adds a feature that is freaking some people out.
A lot of talk about this today. So there's a new update to download for the Uber app, and what it does is it adds this new feature that lets the company track you for 5 minutes after you get out of the car. It can even track your location when the app is closed. So this means Uber can see where you end up after you leave the car. Now, the company claims it'll help cut down on frustration experienced when the driver and passengers can't locate each other properly. But of course, many aren't convinced. They see it as an invasion of privacy. You can sort of reject this option, Francis, but then you're going to have to manually input your location. So it makes it a lot easier if you reject this this new update. Has a lot of people talking today.
There's always a catch.
Yeah.
Now, McDonald's plans to revamp its McCafe menu in order to compete with Starbucks. What are they offering?
Yeah, well, what they're going to do in January, they're going to do a big promotional blitz for this. They're going to offer some discounted prices on their coffee, and they're going to install new $14,000 espresso machines in all their stores, which the company says will better steam milk. They've been doing this sort of McCafe, pushing their coffee for a couple of years now, but they're still struggling to take market share away from the Starbuckses and the Tim Hortons of the world, and they see this as a way to grow their business because, you know, millennials aren't buying as many burgers from McDonald's. So going to see more promotion surrounding McCoffee in the coming year, Francis.
Now, there was a big deal announced in baseball today, unfortunately for Jays fans. Not about Encarnacion.
No, we're still waiting on that, aren't we? But this has to do with the uniforms that Encarnacion and players are going to be wearing. Under Armour will take over as the supplier of Major League Baseball uniforms in 2020. Majestic Athletic currently has the rights to make uniforms, and they've been actually making the MLB uniforms since 1982. This is going to be the first pro sports deal for Under Armour. The company's popularity has really skyrocketed over the past 10 years. It's known largely for making clothing from a synthetic fabric that wicks away sweat, so it is, you know, great for athletes. Under Armour stock closing just about $30 today. It is down, though, 26% on the year. So we're still waiting on the Encarnacion news, but we now know what he's going to wear, at least, Francis.
Yeah, we'll see. Now, this next story, I don't know if it's directed at me, Richard, because we're talking about smelly lunches at the office. And
do you pack your lunch, Francis?
I do.
Your lunch?
I brown bag all the time. And there are times when I've got Korean leftovers. There's some kimchi there, or, you know, there's Thai food, and some of my coworkers don't appreciate that smell. And apparently now it could hurt their productivity.
Francis wonders why he's sitting alone in the newsroom.
I wonder.
Now he knows. Now he knows the answer to this. Yeah, there's a big study out of the UK, Francis, that found that, you know, smelly lunches are actually hurting worker productivity. So they did a big survey, and we have a list here of the smelliest lunches: mackerel and sardines. You don't want to bring the fish.
Never
to the
any
office.
of those, no.
Cheese, eggs, even instant noodles on the list. I guess that has more to do with the slurping sound than the smell. Best smelling lunches, we're looking at things like bacon
toast.
Sandwiches, buttered toast, you know, those sort of nice smelling things, fresh pastries. It found that 2/3 of workers actually eat at their desk, and experts say aside from the smell, that can be bad because it's unhygienic with a lot of bacteria on keyboards and worktop surfaces. Experts also say it can lead you to overeat because you kind of forget how much you've consumed when you're sitting at your desk. I saw on Twitter you were in Chicago over the weekend, and I was hoping you would have brought me back some deep dish pizzas or some Chicago dogs for me to eat at the office, but I guess you forgot about
Too
that.
smelly. That's the problem.
True, I would have gotten in trouble with my coworkers.
But I have to say, I share. So I always offer food.
Good. Well, I can live with sharing kimchi anytime, any day of the
There
week.
you
I'll
go.
take that.
Thank you, Richard.